Hello everybody, Ian Robson here. Welcome back to an episode of Coffee with Ian. It's a full cup of coffee. It's still hot too. Oof, gotta be careful about that. Usually I move my hand really quickly, so I'm always concerned to spill the coffee as I move it towards my mouth so I can drink it. I don't know. Anyways, how's everybody doing today? Hope everybody is doing well. It's been, what, a couple weeks now for Farm Sim since Farm Sim 19's been out. So it's been kind of interesting to see what kind of things we run into. So personally, for FS19, I've only been playing on the multiplayer server. So all the problems I've experienced have all been related to multiplayer experience, let's say. And so far, we've experienced some weird things, like what was the one we experienced? The other day, I was selling bales on the server. So it was my field. It was someone else. It was Honey's baler, and yeah, so it was Honey's baler that he and Country Gaming was baling. So when I sold, I was picking up the bales and selling them. So I picked them up and sold them, and then Country Gaming got the money. And then I revoked contractor access from her just to see what would happen. And then when I sold the bales, she still got the money. So that was kind of bizarre. And then as I progressed further, Honey was getting the money for the bale. So I guess the way it seemed like it worked is whoever bales the bale, that's the person who has ownership of the bale. So that was kind of the interesting thing behind that. So I thought that was kind of curious. Now I sold all the bales I got from that field, and there were a silly amount of bales. And it turned out to be like $40,000 in bales, I think, almost. Straw bales, remember. So I thought that was pretty good, actually. Like, I think I made maybe about $40,000 in cash from the crop, and then for about $40,000 roughly from the bales. Something like a bit less than that, I'd say. It's probably like $70,000 altogether. So not a bad haul between just the one field. So we'll see how it goes. That's what we experienced the other day there. And I thought that was kind of interesting. So it seems like whoever bales it. So Country Gaming bailed a few windrows, and then Honey came along and bailed a whole bunch of other ones, and then he was getting the money for it after. So luckily they have a little feature in the multiplayer that allows you to transfer money. So he was able to transfer me money. And speaking about that, I'm finally out of debt on the server now. So I think I had $150,000 or $120,000 in debt. Now I'm finally out after doing a couple contracts and slaving away, so to speak, at it, however you want to say it. So finally got out of debt, which is good. So I'm able to kind of buy some more things and hopefully buy some bigger equipment at some point in the near future. So yeah, that's been that. Also, in other news, the Baltic Sea DLC from European Truck Simulator from SES Software has been released. I did a video on that the other day. We went from St. Petersburg to I think it was Luga. So that was kind of interesting to try that out. If you recall, back in the day, there was a Russian map you could get for ETS2, which allowed you to travel around Russia. Now, the Baltic Sea DLC is a smaller portion of Russia, but you still got to go to St. Petersburg and a few other places in Russia, so it's kind of neat. And I would say it's pretty similar. Like, of course, it's going to be Russia, so it's going to be not as, how do I say this? Related to its history, let's say. So due to Russia's history, it reflects that, and same with other places. So if you go to Germany, for example, you can see the history there. If you go to England, same thing. So, but it was interesting. I really liked it. One of the biggest updates they put in, which I think is super stellar, is the fact that you have like a fleet configuration now. So let's say you have one truck that you use, and you wanted to have all your fleet have the same truck, basically, so you can go ahead and just go back to that same configuration every single time and just buy that truck every single time, which is pretty cool, actually, because it allows you to unify your fleet in ETS at the moment. That's something I'm going to bring to ATS at some point in the future. They usually do those kind of updates, ETS first, then ATS later on, so we'll see that probably in the next month or so, I would suspect. Maybe more, maybe less, I don't know. So it'll be kind of curious to see what's what in that scenario. So very cool. And what else was the other big thing they did? And they changed the dynamics of the raindrops. Now they're a bit better. Those are the big ones, at least, that I can remember from that release. Yeah. But all in all, it's been pretty solid, actually. It's been really nice to see ETS2 in the Baltic Sea expansion. I haven't done as much driving as I would like, but you only have so much time in a day. So between working and family time, of course, you can only do so many things. So that's the way it works sometimes. So yeah, And then what else is big? FS19. They released a DLC. Now I thought this was a little interesting. Let's see if I can find it here. So the DLC they released, Farming Simulator mods, sure, we can go for that. They released the John Deere Gator DLC. Let's see here, DLC, yes. So the DLC is the John Deere Gator. That's it. I was surprised that they only put the Gator in here. I thought they would have put a bit more. So, not that I'm not down for Gators, but I thought this might be a little expensive for John Deere Gator. It was €299 for this, just a single mod. Now, unless you really want that, I guess you can go for it. Like, it's just kind of a transport vehicle. I've actually been in an A65 in real life, and they are quite nice. I'll have to do a video of that. I think we have one coming in soon in the shop. I think it has heating and air conditioning. I can't remember. But the 865 XUV 865s are very nice. That's the diesel version, so hopefully the engine sounds like diesel. I'm sure it does. So it's a little, I don't know, $299. I thought that was a little pricey for that, but I don't know. Maybe it's not. Because I'm trying to think. I'm comparing like ETS2 and ATS2, like the DLCs they release. They release like paint jobs primarily, and they're usually about $5 or under $5. So, and then it's for multiple trucks, whereas this is a single mod for $299. So I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you think it's worth it? Do you think it's not worth it? I'm kind of on the fence a little bit about it, because while it'd be cool to have it, I'm like, I don't know how often I use it. I don't use trucks very often in the game unless it's a transport truck. So that's why I'm a little like, I might still get it anyways to show you guys, but I'm sure you've seen it multiple times already from other people, so I'm not too worried about it. But I don't know. That's my thoughts on that so far. So yeah, but it's an X65M, not the A65R. So the M will have the vinyl interior as opposed to the cloth interior on an R, by the way. Anyways, folks, that'll be it from me for today. Hope you enjoyed. My name's Iain Robson. If you like what you're saying, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And until next time, enjoy the coffee. Lovely.